for doing that. So we can see lots of people coming on. So session today, we're going to be looking at being happy, having fun and giving joy. Now, with recent announcements with the situation we're in, it's one of the challenging ones. When it come up, we said, right, let's do it because we want to take it by the horns. However, it's a really important one that we make sure in this current situation that we are the ones out there putting a brave face on, being happy, having fun and enjoying what we're doing and spreading that joy around to the rest of our network, community and family. So we're going to look at that. Okay, it's going to be a bit of listening to me for the first probably 10 to 15 minutes. And then we're really looking for some engagement and some ideas from you guys to get involved. So we'll just kick on. So first thing we need to do is we need to make sure you as a person, you've got a really strong foundation, because with challenging times and you're in a situation where you are in control of other people, people are going to react to how you react. It's really important that that foundation is strong, because we don't want to be making sure that people can see any weakness in us and they're buying into what we're doing, and we're really confident that we believe in what we're doing is right and how we're doing that. So it's really important that that foundation is there. And those of you who've been on my courses before, we talk about the swan. So if we can just think about what a swan is now, it's graceful, elegant. Okay, it's very effortlessly swimming across the water. Don't think it's walking across the water, it's swimming across the water. Whereas underneath the water, deep down under the surface, that swan might be paddling like there's no tomorrow to keep afloat. And that's what we need to do. We need to be that swan in this current situation, in our schools, in our communities, in our businesses. We need to be that elegant swan, because if we're not, okay, then who do they turn to? We're in a power of control, we're in a power of responsibility. We need to be that swan that's there to support that. So it's important that now we think about that, we get our heads right of how we're going to do that. Okay, so when we're being that, swans obviously are very strong. Now, without going too motivational, too cheesy, we need to be that strong person. We're not going to melt in our situations. Teachers are going to be looking towards us. Parents are going to be looking towards us, families, and also our families at home. So we need to be that rock. We need to make sure we can do that. Okay, so it's an occasion of life, and we need to be close to it. And that's what I want you to think about now. So as George spoke about in the first video before, it's really important in these challenging times we embrace it and we overcome it. We're not going to buckle to it. Okay, we're too good for that. So we need to make sure that we rise to this occasion and we take it on. And how do we do that? Okay, we think about the hand we've been dealt. And we're going to look at 3 key steps to do that. Key things on everybody's laptops in front of them now that are going to give us the answers. Okay, they're going to help us to control what we're going to be doing. So those 3 keys, as I've just alluded to, the first one, okay, control ultimately. So we need to make sure that when we're thinking about what we're doing in these situations that are arising, coming towards us, that we're controlling the situation, we're looking for alternatives, and we're deleting the noise that's around us. We're going to talk about that in more detail now. So what does self-control mean? Okay, ability to control oneself in particular emotions, desires, especially in difficult situations. So it's so important at this current landscape and current challenging times that we are controlling ourselves. Okay, first, we put our gas masks on first. We control ourselves first to make sure that we are then there to support others. And in a land where we live now with social media and lots of interruption, it's important that we cut out the noise and we ensure that when you're listening, you're working in your schools, you're getting the information that's relevant and appropriate, and then you're getting out of there and you're working to support them in their situation as well. Okay? So I want you to think about now attention arrows, we call them today. So you're going to be in the news, you're going to be reading, you're going to be on Twitter, you're going to be looking on social media, and these attention arrows are going to be coming at us from all angles, and they're going to be coming flying at us from everywhere. It's really important now that we think about what information we're going to be taking on board for us to control what we're doing, being happy, being able to have fun in what the situation is and have enjoy. If we get pulled down by all the negativity and all the information that's not true, because everybody's an expert, we need to think about how we're going to battle that away. Okay, so this is obviously what we need to be thinking about as we're on the internet. Everyone's an expert. We need to be blocking that out, what information we don't need to hear. So it's really important when you're working in your schools that you're not spreading misinformation and you're controlling the information you're gathering so you're filtering it. So I want you to imagine now, okay, our brains is a archery board. Now what we can control, okay, is the center of the archery board. That's what we want. We want those attention arrows that are meaningful to us, that are going to be there to support us, and that's all we need to be focusing on. So the rest of the archery board we need to ignore now, okay? We can only control what is coming towards us, that the information we take on that is relevant and appropriate. So it's really important that that noise around you as you're going into your roles now, that you take away, because you can't be happy, you can't have fun, and you can't give joy if you're getting pulled down by everybody else, all the other noise around you. We can only control what's in front of us. And it's really important that we do that. So what should we focus on? We're going to do a little exercise in a minute where I'm going to ask for you guys and your involvement. Okay, but what we should be focusing on is the things that matter and the things that you can control. So that's where we need to be working on, that middle sweet spot, to make sure that really everything we do is there, and anything else we don't want, we need to be knocking out of the way. Okay, we need to defend it. We need to get it out of the way. So we're in control. Okay, so a little situation or exercise now. What I want you to think about is I want you to go onto your phones if you've got them. Open up a new tab if you're using your phone. If you're on your laptop, open up a new tab. I want you to go to menti.com. I want you to use the code 877482. So www.menti.com, and I want you to use this code. So if everyone can go over to do that now for me. Thinking about it. So if you can just pop in the box, there are lots of things we can control, or we can't control in these current circumstances, please.
Okay, well, I put on there, I can control my behaviour, my attitude and positivity.
Brilliant. Anybody else want to share with us? So I put in there the noise that I listen to. So I can control what I listen to, what I read, what I understand, what I take on board. I can control my productivity. Jessica's just put control our effort, which is perfect. Really good, Jessica, there.
The energy of a class, if you're teaching, if you're enthusiastic about it, if you plan like fun activities, I guess you can make the class feel a different way, kind of motivate them to take part.
Yeah. What an answer that is. 100%. That's going to be really important for us at this time. So definitely you can control that atmosphere, the atmosphere that you create.
I put planning and the outcome of the lesson that you're teaching.
Okay, yeah. So again, you're controlling that end goal. What are you going to achieve almost? What are the children potentially going to achieve that you're working with during this period? Really good. Do some great thinking. Just reading the chat box while we're waiting. So making sure you're taking time to ensure that you are looking after yourself in this period as well. Spoke about this being the time for us to all recharge and come back at 100%. Schools, given the current circumstances, yeah, definitely. Spoke about earlier being ahead of that curve. Can we use this time to actually lag behind? I said I can't control and said people's opinions. Definitely, that's actually really important. Think about blocking out that. Yeah, I'm just about to share my screen, mate, because I think I might have it. Yeah, here we go.
Yeah, we can see that, George.
Yeah, we see it.
Great. So some really good stuff down in here. The lockdown is brilliant. I think that's something that we've all probably been worried about in the last couple of days.
As we can see, we can't control the illness. We can't control the Wi-Fi. We can't control the weather. There's lots of factors that we can't control, and the problem is they're all factors that are going to pull us down if we get caught up in them. Okay, everybody's got an opinion on Facebook, everybody's got an opinion on Twitter. However, if it's not clear, clarified information, we need to be thinking about what we take in, what we filter out. So it's really important that when you're working in schools, and it's going to be a challenging time for everybody, that we really think about that. So if you can just skip to the next question for me. So I'm just going to put the next question on. You've already given some great answers. So what we can control are already coming in there. Our attitude, our planning, brilliant. Love to see that. We can control the anxiety of the kids. If we can get that across them, we can definitely limit it. We can definitely manipulate it into a positive, which is brilliant. We can control our health and well-being. So who's setting up plans to do exercises once a day? Who's setting up that agenda that they're going to be working with clear breaks and a comfortable position of where we're working? Your ability to learn, brilliant one. Now let's use this as an opportunity to actually think, right, we can learn much more now in this current situation. You might want to learn a new skill. You might want to learn about a different sport or activity. You might want to come across, if you're in performing arts, to the sports side, vice versa. You might want to go to sport to the arts side. So it's really important that we think about how we do that. Okay, so with these in mind, you've just done, have a read of what's on the board. I'm really quickly going to flip back to the slides where we can't control. However, that's a factor of actually now having to do it. So it takes a catalyst. We can all sit here and be experts sitting behind our desks, sitting behind our laptops. However, it's action that's going to prove that. So we need to now think about what the alternative is. So the noise is there. We need to delete now what we know we can't control, which is really difficult to do because we've got a media-focused government at the moment that needs to get messages out. We've also got plenty of attention drains that want to get hold of us. So we've got Twitter, we've got Facebook, we've got social media, we've got the news, we've got family and friends. Now we need to be that rock, as we said at the start, to control that. We need to delete the noise out. We need to really control the factors, because you need to now step up to the game and be that strong person for the rest of the people around you. Okay, we didn't know yesterday that you were going to be on lockdown. We knew it was potentially coming, but now we don't know, okay, what's next around the corner for us working in school. So it's a clean slate. We now need to, as we walk out of the room today or from this laptop, we now have to think about how we control ourselves, how we perceive ourselves, how others perceive ourselves, and we get that routine, like you said, we get that plan in place, we cut out some of the noise, we control what we can control, and we don't worry about any of uncontrollables, and we need to make sure that when we're working in front of people, we are that swan. We need to make sure that we're graceful, we're elegant, we're in control, okay, of everything that comes against us. Think about that now. If we move it over, George, to the next one. So if we can go back to our Mentimeter, last one. And if, George, you can just get it. So how can you now, in your current position you're in, working with your colleagues, working with your families, working with your schools, what ways can you be happy, have fun, and give joy in this current situation we've got? Because whether we like it or not, this is the situation we're all in. We're in lockdown for 3 weeks. I know they don't say it, you can call it lockdown, but it technically is. How are you going to be this person in your daily life, in your work, in your hour session with that group of key worker children? How are you going to be happy, have fun, and give joy? How are you going to do it when you're working on a webinar? How are you going to do it when you're working in a call? Hopefully you'll have better Wi-Fi than me, and then you can do it a lot smoother. So, George, if you can just get that up to the next one. Excellent. Work rate is a really important one. Enthusiasm is there, so you've got to be bouncing. You've got to be up for it. Trust me, I've been in lockdown for a couple of weeks now where I live, and it's hard. You've got to get that rhythm. You've got to get that procedures and plans in place every day to want to get up, to want to get moving, to want to get active. So we've got a lot of the same ones. We've got a lot of me time. I like that. Really important that you get some time to reflect on yourself. You're going to be on top of each other, especially in your family homes where everybody's going to be on top. So it's important that you get that. Have a smile. Love that. Open-minded. Yes. So if you get something pop up that you might want to try, if you feel like it's something that you've not had the time to do before, you might learn a new language. You might learn to play a guitar that you've got sitting that you bought. You've got loads of things that are going to help you internally control yourself. But then in reflection is going to then be able to pass that on to others, okay? What you have as your values as we started are going to be there to share with others, okay? We've got a duty as an activity professional or as working in a sport coaching or performing arts coaching sector. We are there as somebody that people are going to look to as a leader. We need to be that person. We need to inspire others. We need to make sure that when you walk into your school through them gates, and it's pandemonium around you, you are that calm, collected swan that everybody is going to look to you for that rock and that reassurance that we've got this. Okay, it's not easy. It's not going to be plain sailing. However, like we said before, a smooth sea never made a good sailor, and that's what we've got now. So if you want to be the best you can be, we need to now take that on. We need to think about all the things you can control. Be Bruce Lee, cut out the rest you can't control, and then think about how that's going to work. So I'm just going to open up now the group. So George, if you can open up the chat, or anybody else, what can we do different then? What are you going to do off the back of this very laggy, very not the smoothest call? I do apologise. However, the resilience of you guys staying on, I do appreciate. What can we do now? So you can open the chat box, or you can shout it out if you're confident. What are you going to do differently? What are you going to do in your family life? What are you going to do in your work colleagues? What can you do? You're going to put a routine in for your family. You're going to say, right, that's it. Every morning at 8 o'clock, we are going outside. We're going to do 20 minutes of exercise. In the afternoons, you're going to learn something together. Andy, great shout, thinking outside the box. So this TV channel was formed on Thursday because we said, right, what are we going to do? Because we now can't travel out to coaches, deliver training. What can we do? So we thought outside the box, and then lo and behold, this has been formed. What can you do, guys? Think about it. I want you to really think about it. Structure and routine, great. Thank you, John. What can you do in your work colleagues? Is anyone keeping up to date with your colleagues? You're not going to be seeing each other for a while. How can you do that?
So I can't get onto the chat, but I'll just shout out.
Yeah, Rebecca, shout. Hope you're well.
So in our chat, obviously I'm from Danny's area, the Essex area. We're quite interactive with each other, making sure everyone's okay with our well-being and things like that.
Brilliant.
Also, we're into like tuning in on the exercise with Joe Wicks in the morning. We all like video call each other and things like that.
PS4 chat party, love that, Kyle. Check up on each other. Yeah, Rebecca, thank you for that. Joe Wicks, great little thing to have. Why can't Premier think outside the box? Why can't you in your territory? And I know it's happening, some great work happening in your territory. Why can't we do that? Why can't we set up a little house party exercise class just for your local group? Why can't you do it for your family and friends? Family webinar sessions. We're all in a world now where we've had to work smart, in literally within 24 hours of being told we've lost our biggest asset, and that's being able to go out and meet people face to face. So we've now had to be resilient. We've had to build that, and we've had to control what we do. Premier Pro Clubs, I'd love to hear more on that, Jake. Rebecca, running a dance class for children, brilliant. So you're then out there really living this core value. You're out there giving joy to other people that aren't going to have it in this current situation if we don't do it. Virtual disco, David Gould, loving that.
Nick, we have had some potential breaking news also that we may be introducing our own boot camp style sessions on TWP-TV.
Brilliant.
So stay tuned for that with a special guest.
John's been posting training sessions. John, feel free to get involved if you want to jump on the TV channel and help us out. Okay.
Yeah, in the Essex area, we've decided that we're going to go live. We're going to try and go live or record a thing the night before and try and do like a fitness video, dance video and things like that.
Awesome. And then for those of you who are in front of children still, in front of schools, what can you do now? Thinking about the uncontrollables that we can't control, what can you do to spread this message to others? How can you be that happy, fun, joy-giving person in the rest of the time of need when everybody's out there looking? How can we do it? Love to see your answers. Encourage, yes, brilliant. Could we set goals for encouragement? Take their mind off it through fun activities. We all know that it's the biggest and most powerful drug in the world is exercise. Let's get it going. Whether we're going to get the Ensure We Smile, excellent, Matty. Talk about the videos going online. So, yeah, share what's out there, share the information. Anything else with the teachers? What can we do to share with the teachers? They must be under so much pressure at the moment. What can we do? Creating a positive environment. Josh, how are we going to do it? How are you going to walk into that school and be a big smile? Yeah. How are you going to walk in? They go, oh, brilliant. Can't wait. The Premier coach is here. That was brilliant last week when they were there. We felt so much better. Share the burden with staff. Excellent. Is there any jobs they can do? Are you going to the supermarket if you're allowed to get that? Could you get the stuff for the staff room? Ask if they need help. Theme the activities.
You could get them involved with your sessions as well because the teachers enjoy
100%.
PE.
They're not going to be doing much activity. I'm guessing there's a lot of planning going on for them. Get them involved. Have an end goal. Brilliant. Katie, love it. So what is the end goal? What are you looking to achieve? So in 4 weeks' time, for our TWP, we want to offer you guys, our end goal is to offer you guys, okay, exactly what you need to improve, feel good about yourselves, and also bring the network together. Those are our 3 goals. Anything else? Okay, right, we'll go back to there. If you can go back to the slides for me, George, just skip it on a couple. Some brilliant ideas. Now, the problem is, if we go back one, it's down to you, though. No one else is controlling your decisions. Unfortunately, we can sit here and we can share all this. We can have all these great ideas on here, but it's action now that is the next step. And that's for all of us. And that's where you guys have got a massive responsibility in the positions of power you're in now, to be that engaging person for the children, be that engaging person and motivational person in your schools, but also in your families. Okay, there's lots of people that are going through struggling times and might not have this network that we've got. So it's really important that we give that happiness and we share it, and we make sure our foundation is strong. Our values are there. We know what we want to be achieving, okay, and we go out and get it. And that's hopefully made you think about actually all this noise you're reading. Get in, get the information, get out. You don't need to be spending too much time on social media. There's some great little apps now you can set that will kick you off in 30 minutes if you've been on it too long. It will tell you how long. I've got a challenge for you, which I'm not going to set on here, but it's for you to set personally if you want to control that. See if you can take your time on your phone down. Actually, in a time where everyone's phone use is going to go up, let's be against the norm and let's try and bring it down. Let's see if we can get outside in the garden. Let's see if we can get online and do some activities, learn some stuff, pick up the phone and speak to people. Let's try and bring that information and attention of noise that we can't control, those things that are around the dartboard or the archery board that we don't need, and just focus on what the real key important information and those things that we can control. You had 100 answers on that piece of paper, and it's really important that we live and walk those answers. Okay, because what I've seen in the past is we can all put things on paper, we can all write things, but it's your actions that are going to actually do the talking. So be the swan, rise up to the occasion. We've got a big challenge ahead of us, but as a team, if we stick together, we get on these calls, we get regular communication going between you guys and your teams and your businesses, I'm really confident that Premier are going to come out of this in a stronger place, and you individually are going to come out in a stronger and more rounded person and more skills than you had on Friday afternoon when we were told that potentially everybody was going on lockdown. So if we can just go to the last slide, George. One more, sorry. So now it is. Okay, it's a time where courage is going to show. If you're able to smile now, then what is it going to be like when it's nice, when it's easy? Okay. Unfortunately, adversity is unavoidable, and we need to make sure that we now alternate what we do, delete the noise, and we kick on for the next 4 weeks or however long we've got, okay, with TWP-TV, and also you working in your schools, working remotely with your families, friends, staff, children, that we be that rock and we share some happiness, some fun, and we give some joy. Okay, I do apologise for the Wi-Fi, but thank you for your time, and hopefully it's got you thinking. Hopefully you can share some of this ideas and your thoughts and your plans to the rest of your team, and then we can move on from here in a better and stronger team and individuals.
Class, Nick.
So, guys, I apologise.
Great.
Thank you, Nick.
Great stuff, mate.
The Wi-Fi in Spain is not good, so I'm locked in a room. I do apologise.
Gracias, signore.
Okay, guys, don't forget, next episode up is David at 11 o'clock, and he's going to be talking about planning, an intro to planning, delivering and reviewing your sessions, which for anybody in the network, whether you're new to the business, whether you're been here for 5 years, okay, it will definitely make you think about how you plan your sessions, especially now where we've got a new curriculum in front of us. Okay, we're not delivering the norm sessions. We're not thinking about now, okay, what you probably did last 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, the training you've previously had. Now we need to think about how we deliver this and keep our children and our participants safe in everything you do. And David's going to touch on that in the next session. So we're going to cut off for 7 minutes, and then David will be back on or at 11 o'clock for the next one. So guys, appreciate your time. Have a great day, and we'll see you on the next episode. And please share your feedback with me if you want to email me or share it in the group. And we only want to get better. So the more feedback we can get, the better. Cheers, guys.
Thank you.
Well done.